It's Bob Frizzell for the Reality Game, and today we're going to remind you that as the seasons change, also go the animals. So today, even though we have had snow flurries, I saw 3 robins in the backyard. Usually robins go away for the winter, and I'm looking at them and they look really big, like they're bulked out. They're ready for a long flight. I'm sure they're going to be fine. Like, they are really big robins, very healthy. They're going to be able to do the job. Now over here at the duck pond, I looked over and there's a tiny film of ice on the duck pond, and the ducks are still swimming in the pond. So anyways, the ducks do tend to fly around, and usually they try and go through the great turkey shoot and avoid being shot down by the hunting parties. And then I guess they're going to winter, maybe, I don't know, maybe in Mexico. I don't know. In the meantime, I still don't think they've opened the international border between Canada and the United States. Now, the long tagline for the US-Canada land border was the world's longest undefended border. And then at the Peace Arch, which is just south of Vancouver, that crosses you into Washington State and down to Seattle, they have a peace arch there with some warm words of affection about, for example, the long cooperation of the Canadians and the Americans. Now, the relationship wasn't always that good. Once the American Republic declared independence from Great Britain, they fought a war with Britain, the War of 1812, and in the War of 1812, the British, with their Canadian subjects, they sent somebody to the White House, and they actually burnt your White House. How badly the damage was, I don't know, but I did read an article many years ago that said in some parts of the White House, I don't know if they fully painted over, but they can see where the charred wood was. But it being the longest undefined border, no, not undefined border, physically you cannot openly cross the American-Canadian border the way you could before COVID-19. And, you know, the world's longest undefended border, well, it's defended now by a regulation. So it is defended now. I mean, previously, yes, there were border guards, there were customs officers, immigration officers. It's just not open for business, Donald Trump. The border with Canada is not open for business. Now, how long is this going to go on for? They keep kicking the can down the road, and the can down the road is we have lost our freedoms. Basic freedoms, like crossing the longest undefended border. Symbols that two countries can be such good friends that we're not going to put an army on our side of the border, and you're not going to do it on your side of the border. In any event, I simply want to point out that this idea that you can keep extending these, all of these austere measures means that we have been imprisoned. And do the ends justify the means? If I am doing a repeat video in mid-October 2021 and we still have got these COVID-19 restrictions on the border with the United States, I am going to call for revolution. I've already done it many times, but seriously, that will be more evidence that we are being held against our will. I already hear people in Canada who normally go to the United States where it's warm for the winter. These are the so-called snowbirds. The snowbirds are not free to go to Florida. So I'm going to say again and again, this is got to stop. And when is stopped, then we will have had enough. And until that time, the is wants to remind you that what is. And as much as I can spout off about revolution, and never mind, we want to get involved more and more with the idea that if we really feel like, we're being held down because, I don't know, some percentage of the population's fears are holding us back. Fear as a level of consciousness on the scale of human consciousness is a very horrible, dead vibration. Fear is the vibration of death. It feels like death to you. And if you don't know how to deal with this vibration of fear, how do you deal with it? You live through it. It really does feel like death. It's basically, I'm alive and this vibration is so horrible, I would prefer non-existence to remaining feeling this horrible, horrible feeling. Now, these horrible feelings are known as pain bodies. They are, well, the best describer of the pain body is you have to go to the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, because he's the one that wrote the whole book about pain bodies. But in the book, I don't know, it's been a while since I read it, but anyway, the idea of the pain body, it is something that will change your personality when it is active and in your presence. So the whole point of it is, all you can do with these things is still work with your intuition as best as you can, if you can get to it, what to do. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for the pain body to finish its pain body and go dormant. And that's the wording that Eckhart Tolle would use. The dormant phase of the pain body is when it might not even be visible to you. Or it might have a voice in the background, something that symbolizes it. In any event, the whole idea is, if you can read That Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, you'll come to understand why some people get into horrible depressions, suicidal depressions. The answer is they are in the presence of a pain body, active pain body.